This case is interesting partly because of how little we know about it. It's how little the 29-year-old knows about the case that's also the reason the restrictions he's been living with have now been lifted. The man who's only referred to as AF was arrested in 2006 and despite 12 days of questioning by police was never charged. Since then, though, he's been living under the subject of a control order, and that's because it's claimed he has links with an extremist Islamic group that in turn also has links with Libya. I've been speaking to his solicitor.
He was subject to a large number of onerous obligations, such as a curfew. At times within the control order, he was to remain in his property for 16 hours a day. He was electronically tagged. He was only allowed in certain areas within a pocket of Manchester, close to his home address. Obviously for him it's a hollow victory, because he would have had the opportunity to have known what is alleged against him, for him to actually say, well, listen, or given an explanation as to why that was the case.
Now, what changed is that the Law Lords ruled AF and two others did have a right to know what allegations they were facing so that they could defend themselves properly. But rather than tell them, the Home Secretary has decided to revoke the order. That means that any evidence against them doesn't have to be made public in court. This could also have implications for how future control orders are applied.
They, of course, want to eventually build the best case they can against whoever suspect they have. And in this particular case, they think they don't have actually all that much, otherwise they would be bringing the case forward in a normal court of law. They think they have the right man, but they don't have enough evidence to prove it yet, and they think by revealing the evidence they might compromise the entire case. That's why they're not doing it.
Well, even though the conditions of this control order have now been lifted, the government does still consider AF to be a threat. Other than that, we know very little else about him. He was born in Derby to a Libyan father and an English mother, and now lives somewhere here in Manchester. We understand he will speak at some point in the future publicly about what's happened, but he wants to wait until the control order's officially lifted first. That could be at a hearing in either October or November. The Home Office have also told us that they don't comment on control orders. Back to you.